Okay, guys, I have made a discovery that I don't see anybody else talking about. And so you guys know that I'm on this $1,500 a month challenge. And the goal of this challenge is to figure out a way that I can generate $1,500 a month remotely. And so in doing that, I'm looking at various methods of discovery of how to do that, how to generate income on a remote basis. So a lot of this content is made for digital nomads and expats, people that are considering living overseas or resetting their lives, or even someone that is just trying to figure out a way to have a side hustle in the USA or to generate that $1,500 a month benchmark, which is really what you need to live in about 9 different countries in Asia. And I put together a PDF that you can download for free if that's something of interest to you. But this episode is going to be a little bit different because the discovery that I have made it's really fitting right now because podcasting is exploding. Now, the advent of guys like Joe Rogan and maybe you're from the Rush Limbaugh age. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you're one of those guys that remember Rush Limbaugh, he had a podcast, and they would oftentimes on YouTube, they would clip him because he would have a camera in the corner. He's one of the guys that had the cutting edge idea to start a podcast and then have video funneled in. From that, you had the great and immense success of a guy like Joe Rogan. So this episode is all about a super simple setup that you can get into for as little as 250 bucks. And then you can have a podcast that you can take on the road with you, perhaps using to supplement your income generating content. Let's get into this. And just before I get into the content that I'm about to show you, I want to talk about 5 different areas of why you might consider starting a podcast. 58% of Americans consume a podcast. And if they consume one, it's highly likely within a month's time that they're consuming others, more than one, at least some up to 12 different podcasts. We're talking about millions of Americans that are consuming podcasts on a regular basis. Not only that, but now 57% of people that consume podcasts, they're doing it through platforms like YouTube. So what that means is that it's gone from just an audio experience only to adding and incorporating that visual aspect like I'm doing here. Now, this is not a podcast. However, I am working on a podcast. So we'll see where this goes. And did you know that YouTube is the #1 podcast platform right now? It has surpassed all the other ones, capturing 39% of the entire podcast market. So if you have a podcast, migrate that thing over to YouTube. And now this one's right up my alley because if you are a Generation Xer, 68% of Americans, 35 to 54, consumed a podcast last month. So hopefully, if you're listening to this, you will agree that a podcast is a legitimate and productive way to produce content. It's just the way and the direction that things are going right now. There are over 2 billion people that regularly use YouTube. So if you're thinking about generating content, YouTube is one of the premier and prominent places to be. It just makes sense. Start a podcast and make sure that you are attaching video to it now. So the big question, is this a good time to start a podcast? I think this is an excellent time to start a podcast, and hopefully that information I just gave you kind of validates my perspective on that. And that brings me to the reason for this episode tonight. Yes, I am shooting in the middle of a mall. This is a totally remote setup that I'm using. But in a moment, I'm going to talk to you about sound equipment, because sound equipment, the sound device that you use that captures your audio, is the #1 most important piece of equipment that you can buy. There are a ton of great products on the market for capturing good video. In fact, if you have a decent cell phone, a fairly modern cell phone, you've got all you need as far as capturing video quality. However, audio quality is another story. Now, I happen to be using an Osmo Pocket 3. This image that you're seeing is mostly captured through the Osmo Pocket 3. I know everybody's talking about the Osmo Pocket 4 that just was released, but I'm still discovering powerful features in the Osmo Pocket 3. And in a moment, I'll show you how I'm using the Osmo Pocket 3 with a powerful microphone to bring you this unique podcast. So the video quality of the Osmo Pocket 3 is excellent for the price that you're paying. But the issue is can you get good audio into it, especially remotely? So my perspective is like this. Having been a former videographer, good video is absolutely necessary. But to have bad audio is unforgivable. I mean, have you ever been at a live event where the audio goes bad and everybody starts looking around like, okay, who's responsible for this terrible audio? The microphone is cracking. If you have bad audio in a live event, it's like people give you that evil eye. They want to destroy you, right, for your bad audio. Even in like the Christian church, if you get bad audio, people start looking around. Those Christians go, I mean, they can be hardcore in church sometimes, right? So great audio is an absolute must, not just for podcasts, but for video also. So when I was putting together my equipment for my recording space, I wanted to be sure that I had pretty good audio. Picture quality, I'm still working on that side of things for my little space that I'm in. But the audio quality, I wanted it to be dialed in from the very beginning. I wanted a product that could grow with me as my YouTube channel grows. It would also grow with me. I would not grow it soon, is all I'm saying with that. But here's the thing. So I started to research the different mics. And if you've ever seen Joe Rogan, they use a very specific mic. It's the Shure. It's called the SM7B. You will see that mic all over YouTube, sort of when people go professional or they want that professional look. That's the microphone that they use, that Shure SM7B. But I looked at that, and that microphone was $400, or it was $500 with the preamp. So for a mic, I was like, oh, is that justified? Like, I don't know. I kind of felt like maybe it wasn't. So that Shure mic is super popular, but I didn't want to spend the money for that one. I decided to go with the MV7 Plus, which is a USB mic. And frankly, I have been more than impressed with it. It is the mic I'm actually using right now for this podcast. But how can that be? I'm in the middle of a mall right now in this food court, just hanging out, and I'm shooting on the Osmo Pocket 3. Well, this is going to be of interest to you. I think this is so cool. So I have discovered the superpower of this USB Shure MV7 Plus mic. And its superpower is that even an Osmo Pocket 3 can power it. That means that you can get studio quality audio anywhere you want. Look at me. I'm in the middle of this mall doing this recording, and I don't know about you, but I think that you're going to be impressed with the quality. The only setting that I had to do for this Osmo Pocket 3 was I had to turn down the gain, because this microphone, it's a pro mic and it picks up a lot of sound all around. But with the setting of the Osmo Pocket 3 to turn down the gain, I think it sounds fantastic. So what am I running here? I'm literally just running the Osmo Pocket 3, a USB cord, an extra stand for the Osmo Pocket 3. Then I have a microphone stand and the mic, and that is it. There's nothing else to this. I'm not recording into a laptop. I'm not recording into an iPad. It's a super simple setup here. So I am super impressed with the Osmo Pocket 3, but I'm more impressed with the Shure MV7 Plus, because if you have an Osmo Pocket 3, now you can get great sounding audio, professional studio sounding audio anywhere. Anywhere you can take this Pocket 3 and this microphone, you can get professional sound. But it gets even better than that, because what I figured out was my DJI Action Camera 5 can power this microphone. That's amazing. Okay. I know what you're thinking. You just carry around an iPhone, right? Well, guess what? Your iPhone, it can also power this mic. You can use this mic with your iPhone, which basically means you got a studio in your pocket. If you're willing to carry around this microphone in your satchel, you can have professional sounding audio anywhere, and you can whip it out and start your podcast, your commentary. This just helps you with your creativity. Now, listen, I can't tell you what kind of content to create, but hopefully in today's episode, I've given you a jump start, a kickstart on what kind of equipment to maybe get into. If you like this kind of content, if you're a digital nomad or an expat considering to make content and try to produce some income with this, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you again next time. Okay, blessings, everyone. Hey, bro. Can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
Um, so I know Filipinos love to take pictures, so I have great confidence in you. I want to know if you can just do a recording of me and try to like put some motion on it. Just I'm gonna pretend like I'm still doing my vlog, and if
Okay.
you could just
Like a B-roll.
yeah, B-roll shot. See, you know, man, you know. So yeah, just of me and yeah, come closer, come closer, because it's more just so. What this is about is I'm just showing the simplicity of my setup here. So this little camera can power this microphone for professional sounding audio. So that's what my story is about today. Yeah, just a pan. Yeah, that's totally fine. Or you can and you can also do a push in shot of me just talking. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm talking right now, and you can go ahead and take the shot. Take as many shots as you need. Like when I was probably a little older than you, so I was using like like this is pro gear. That camera and this it's called a steady cam. They don't even use steady cam anymore except in the NF. It's very few shots now because you can do it all handheld.